Hi, Vanessa here and welcome to my channel. Today I have some fun news for you. I'm going to be participating in my first readathon. I was browsing YouTube and I came across BookTube channel, Me, Simone and I, and she had just announced that she was hosting her readathon called Scooby-Doo-Athon with two other booktubers, Novelle, Novels, and Readers Read. I'll link their channels below so you can go and check them out. But this Scooby-Doo-Athon happens between September 2nd to September 15th, so I thought that was a really fun way to kick off September. I've also been meaning to discover new authors, so I thought this was a great opportunity to do that. Today I wanted to share with you my TBR list for this Scooby-Doo-Athon, and so most of these authors are ones I haven't read before. And the prompts they created are so fun. They revolve around the Scooby-Doo theme. So the first one is for the character Scooby-Doo, and you are to pick a book or author starting with the letter R. So I picked a book called How to Not Die Alone by Richard Roper, and it follows a man who kind of paints a colorful life for himself to his co-workers, but in truth it's a little bit bleak and lonely, and it isn't until he kind of forms a bond with them that he's at the crossroads where he has to decide whether to come clean or to continue to push this lie. And the second prompt is for Shaggy, and you're supposed to choose your best friend's favorite genre. My best friend is traveling across Canada right now, so I asked my sister what her favorite genre is, and surprisingly, I didn't even know until today. She said it was sci-fi crime, so I googled sci-fi crime, and I picked a book called Lock In by John Scalzi, and it's set in the future about where humanity is facing a plague of a disease called locked in, and they do have a huge murder crime rate. So I'm excited to start reading that. And the third is for the character Velma, and you're supposed to read a book with a genius protagonist. And I had recently read Ender's Game by Orson Scott, and I think it's a movie now. But there is a sequel called Ender in Exile, so I will start reading that. It's about a high IQ boy who was chosen to train in case there was invasion from other planets or species, and it's quickly apparent that he's really cut above the rest and he's like the chosen one to kind of save them. So if you haven't read it, I highly recommend Ender's Game. And the fourth prompt is for Fred, and you're supposed to choose a book with a blue and white cover. And if you caught my library haul, you'll see that I had borrowed Mother-in-Law by Sally Hepworth, which is conveniently a blue and white cover, and I really wanted to start reading that soon, so this comes at a really great time. And the fifth prompt is for Daphne, and you're supposed to read a book solely based on its cover. I recently joined Instagram as VEEREADS _, and I've been connecting with a lot of bookstagrammers. Bookstagrammers? Yeah, and they have been posting some really beautiful photos, and one of them actually caught my eye. It's a book called Snow by Odine Sherman, and it's set in Alaska, so the cover has the northern lights on it. I don't know anything about the book, but I'm going to choose it solely based on its cover. And the sixth prompt is for Scrappy-Doo, and you're supposed to choose a book with less than 200 pages, and I chose a book called Alumni of the Year by Tomson Robert, and it is about a man probably in his late 20s to early 30s, and he's kind of reflecting on his choices of life. And this is brought on because his high school reunion is coming, and he kind of has to face his past and confront his ambitions. So it sounds like a reflective book. And the seventh prompt is probably the most exciting one. It's a group read, and so we are to read a book called Meddling Kids by Edgar Cantero. And I am not going to read anything prior to reading this book because I really want the experience to be based on my first impressions. So all these prompts sound super fun, and I can't wait to start the challenge on September 2nd. I'm either going to be vlogging as I go from each book. And of course, they did say that you don't have to do all the prompts. You can join in on any of the prompts that suit you. I'm gonna try for all 7. I'm really excited to participate in my first readathon, so thank you to the host of Scooby-Doo-Athon for putting this together. As always, I wish you happy reading, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!